Welcome to the show. This is instrumental only. All right. So what's up, everybody? This is Lou. I'm on your Open Your Mind podcast. I got the one and only Lou Noble. All right. Give the man a round of applause.
Bravo.
Wait, I got something for that. And, of course, the legendary Naui.
Hello out there.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Thank you very much.
So what do you guys think when you see this FUCK Trump poster right here on the streets? These people are out here protesting F racism. What do you guys think when you see this picture?
Oh, that's what the media likes.
Is that right? What do you mean by that?
Well, they're always out there. You know, there's so many rallies out there that they don't cover because they're peaceful. But anything that that's radical or out there, that's where they're at, and then they distort it.
I agree. I watched a video about what happened at this event. This was what kind of event was this, by the way? It was a council meeting for Donald Trump to decide whether or not he was going to be allowed in Anaheim to do a speech or something.
Actually, it had to do with one of the city council women from
Chris Murray.
Yeah, Chris Murray. She wanted to do some kind of petition against Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And she's a Republican, and many people that support Trump got mad, so they organized a rally in favor of Donald Trump and against her.
Oh, hell no.
And
just backfired.
Right. Why were you guys there, may I ask? Lou Noble, start off with you. Why were you there, man? What was your...
Well, I was there really for the issues of what's really going on. I think that that whole deal, the circus there, was mostly just to distract from the real issues that are happening right here in Anaheim.
What kind of issues are you talking about?
Well, practically some of the issues that the homeless issue, which had really taken into consideration because of our constitutional rights are being violated.
How is that? Are you saying that something illegal is happening with our homeless people and our city officials?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, they're discriminating against the homeless, plus infringing on our Fourth Amendment right.
How so? Can you elaborate on that? Because I'm trying to understand this. I know we talked about it before, but let the people out there know what's going on.
Yeah, the problem is that people don't understand that this doesn't affect just the homeless. It affects us as citizens, that the police could discriminate now against us if we're out there at the park with our, a blanket or I mean, we could always get the cops right there standing on us and telling us.
And they can come and take your stuff away.
Yeah, exactly. If they feel they don't like you, they'll take your stuff away.
Wow. I was told that they have to do a notice now. There has to be like a 24-hour notice or something like that. Is that true? Can you confirm? That
was before, dude. Now they're just dumping everything in the trash and actually really going above that.
Wow. That's nuts.
I mean, that new ordinance that used to be an infraction, now it's a misdemeanor.
Right.
And that's dangerous.
So let me ask you, Lou, why did you start becoming an activist? What really peed you off? What really got you going saying this is enough? When did you start? Like what year?
Oh, misinformation from the media back in 2002 when Bush administration came out.
Right.
82?
Damn, I wasn't even born yet.
No, that back in 2002.
Oh,
sorry.
Right.
But we went to Washington on his inauguration, and practically 90% of the people were there on protest, and the media didn't show that.
Yeah. Something weird's going on, and I've already been calling out the media, the mainstream media. Well, what about you, Naui? How long have you been doing this, bro, and what's the purpose of this?
Well, first I want to touch in on what the question you asked about, the sign. Well, like I agree with you, but at the same time, there's youth that are coming out. And when the youth are coming out, that's the perfect time for us old-timers to try to reach out to them. Because there's many things that they don't know.
I agree.
And, for example, I've been to when the KKK stabbed this person.
Yeah.
Many kids came out and just started saying like, "Let's do this, let's riot, let's well, you guys can't be saying that because they're gonna take it, they're gonna arrest you guys and charge you as a terrorist attack."
Right.
So the youth are coming out, and it's time for us to reach out to them. This reminds me of 1994 when I was young. This is the time during Pete Wilson was proposing that Proposition 187. In 187, what it does back in 1994, what he was trying to do is, if you're quote unquote undocumented and you need medical attention, the ambulance would just ignore you because you're not documented. And
Wow.
also, if you were like a student that was undocumented, quote unquote, then you wouldn't be able to go to school. And that's something that Proposition 187 did. But that brought up the youth out, the Mexican youth, Central American youth, indigenous people,
Yeah.
to speak out against this law. And it did bring out a lot of activists from that era. So right now, Donald Trump, what he's doing because of his hate, he's waking up people because people are asleep. Talking about indigenous Mexican people in Central America, our people are asleep. And then you hear somebody saying, "I want to build that wall. Mexicans are rapists, and you guys are murderers." And wait a minute, you're talking about my parents here. You're talking about me.
You're talking about families.
So the kids are coming out, and that's the time for us to reach out to them. There was a bunch of youth right there.
Yeah, yesterday there was a lot of youth too. We'll get into that. But why did you become an activist? What set it all off for you?
What I just said, during the Pete Wilson time, Governor Pete Wilson tried to pass that racist law, and then it's like I was 16 years old, and people were coming out, and I was, oh man, like let's unite the Mexican people against this racism. And then I started learning my history. I got interested because when you're at school, you know your history. You're taught to hate yourselves. But when I was out there, I got to meet people that know history, and they woke me up.
Right, and history being that the indigenous people, the people that were on this land, this American quote land, were not white. They were, a brown descent, correct?
And yes, indigenous descent. We call ourselves Nicantlaca, which means we, the people here, indigenous people. So that's what I'm into. That's what I stand for. The indigenous rights.
Right.
Indigenous. I identify as indigenous because I am indigenous. My ancestors have been here for thousands of years. And also, what confuses people is the quote unquote mix, or the mixture of the mestizo, but it was a rape. Like black people, they have white blood. Like Malcolm X, he's a light skinned black person, but nobody says, "Oh, you're British because you have white blood." He just says he's African American, and that's it.
Well, his grandmother was raped by a white man, and that's why he has white blood in him, or white genetics, white blood. So let's talk about the council meeting that we went to. All three of us were there. We were all scattered around, walking around, doing our thing. I have the video. Let's run it. Let's start it from the top on how they introduced it to you guys.
Welcome, everybody. I'd like to call the Anaheim City Council meeting back to order. The first item on our agenda is an invocation that will be offered this evening by Pastor Paul Fietzik with Orange Avenue Baptist Church. Following that, Councilmember Brandman will lead us in the flag salute. Will you all please stand? Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor Tom, for inviting us. Orange Avenue has been in Anaheim for over 60 years, and this is our home. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Our gracious Lord.
What do you guys think about that? The Lord in prayer. What do you guys think automatically when you hear that? Naui.
I don't know. Just like all these things rush
He
through my
said
head.
60 years. What happened before 60 years is what I want to know.
Segregation.
60 years ain't shit. But this is like me shitting all over what he's saying. All the years that they built this city, and I feel bad at the same time. But I want to know, was it right? You know what I'm saying? When I say, do you know what happened beforehand? Like you were mentioning when you were we'll go to your speech right now, but let's hear what he says real quick.
Maker, Creator. We thank you for the honor that we have of being part of this city.
He sounds like a pastor. I'm going to put him on pastor voice.
Part of the United States of America.
Right.
That, Lord, we have the rights and freedom to stand and voice our opinion. We ask you, Lord,
What's so funny
to
now?
bless this.
It just like the echo, everything what he's saying. It's funny because the Republicans always talk about Jesus, about prayer, and like like these
hypocrisy.
yeah, a lot of these guys have like mansions. Like this guy probably lives in like Laguna Hill somewhere, and he'll probably see like a homeless person, and he'll just like walk away and like look at the homeless person in disgust. And supposedly he's there about Jesus. How come you're not feeding the homeless?
Excellent point. They do say get a job. A lot of the times when we were out there yesterday, people kept saying that, get a job. Why are you out here? You're in the same place, bro. Why aren't you at work? You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not trying to pick sides. I'm looking at it from both angles, and I see the hypocrisy. What Lou just said. You're talking about God. You're talking about you care. Why are you downing people? And why is it? It's just very complicated, man. Let's keep it going.
Meeting. Bless the mayor, his staff, the city council, their staff, the chief of police, and his staff. That, Lord, all things would be done in honor and glory of Jesus Christ. We thank you for allowing us to gather together in voice and in body. That, Lord, we can represent each thing that we stand for. But we just pray, Lord, that we would do it honorably and in respect because of our Lord Jesus Christ that died and paid the price that we have the freedom. Now, Lord, watch over, guard, and protect us as we continue through this night in the name of Jesus.
Okay, enough of that guy. So, first thoughts. Lou, go ahead and throw it while I find the other video real quick. Go ahead.
Well, in the Bible, it talks about these people that it says listen to what they preach, but don't do as they do.
Right.
And, I mean, it's just been the
The
Bible
Lord has
and
got a
everything
message for you.
in religion
keep
has
you.
been distorted. That's part
Avoid
of the problem.
Here we go
the
with
wickedness.
another hardcore American dude.
20. My son, attend to my words, incline to thy ear unto thy ears,
He's
unto thy
bipolar.
sayings. Let not
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say he has a real hard time reading, and I wanted to
Yeah.
point that out. This guy.
I've talked to him, and
See, here's the biggest thing about understanding people is that we automatically judge who they are, and we don't even know the end of the story. We just go by what we see. Like when I was watching this, I'm going, "What is wrong with this guy?" And that sounds mean and cruel, but you just told me right now that he's bipolar, and bipolar. I have a friend who's bipolar. He's a little bit off his fucking rocker. So can people like this be trusted? Probably not.
the Bible tells us there's going to be a lot of false prophets, and in reality, these people think they're doing God's work, and they're not. They're fooling themselves by thinking they're doing God's work, because what happens with the church nowadays, they come, they tell people to go out there and preach the word, and they don't really, it's like going to school. If I go to a medical school and just say, forget about the school, I'll go and do surgery, hey, you're going to mess up.
Exactly. Good point. All right, here we go. The guy of the KKK who was stabbed. He wasn't for KKK. He was anti-KKK.
Hello, my name is Tom Bibian. I thank everyone here for holding this hearing today. On February 28th by Pearson's Park, I was stabbed twice by a member of the Ku Klux Klan. I did nothing to provoke that attack. I was unarmed. He stabbed me twice, once in the arm and once in the chest. I was taken to the hospital in critical condition. We start these proceedings with the Pledge of Allegiance, with liberty and justice for all. If that's just something we say to make ourselves feel better, then maybe that's all it is. But the person who did this is walking free, has not been charged with attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, or anything at all. He stabbed 3 people, and even
Can you guys imagine that, getting stabbed?
Yeah.
I mean, that'd suck, right? I mean, I'd like to joke around, but fuck, getting stabbed would hurt like a motherfucker. But why was he there? What was his demonstration? I don't know much about this guy. Can you elaborate on that now?
Well, I don't really know a lot about him too, but all I know that he was there to stand up against the KKK. KKK has a history of being violent. To me, they're a terrorist organization, worse than Al Qaeda, worse than the so-called Muslim extremists.
Because their history is very, very bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of Germans here that came to Anaheim. back then.
Germans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anaheim. At one point, like the city council of Anaheim, back in the early 1900s, they were all members of the KKK.
Mm-hmm.
So Anaheim has a history of being racist. So when this preacher talks about 60 years ago, like it comes to mind, like what like he's talking about segregation era.
And that's one of the things I try to point out to people's brains is that, like, there's no dispute about it. Racism was big, and there was no way to stop it. Somehow it was stopped, and for us to be called names because we're going up against a tyrant like Donald Trump, a man who wants to keep us in war, a man who wants to continue to do this, we're not going to change the game with that plan, and it hasn't worked, and we're in debt $19 trillion. Yeah. What is the agenda here?
I wouldn't say it's stopped. It's just more hidden now. It's just like for example, Anaheim police, they hire a black cop, they hire a Mexican cop, which turns the Mexican cop or the black cop, sometimes they're worse than the white cop because they have to show their masters, I can be as bad as you or better than you. So it's still white supremacy because their bosses are the racists and they have to do what they say.
And I have nothing against my friends who are white and politicians that are white that I enjoy. Some of them, it's just it's a reality of history, and we cannot ignore that. We cannot continue to say it never happened because that's where we get.
It still happens today.
That's where we get pissed off like naui. And let's listen to a Donald Trump supporter. This is at the council meeting in Anaheim last week.
Yes, they are.
Oh, who is this now? Who is this guy right here? This is your chance right here. Who is this gentleman right here?
Well, his name is Raul Rodriguez. This guy, he's a little snake. I mean,
why is he a little snake?
Man, a snake is way better than this guy right here because a snake is just a poor innocent little animal. This monster right here, he's a monster. He hates himself. He hates his own people. He's Mexican.
Wait, he's a monster, like he's heavy, like a beast type of guy?
He's just like an evil dude. Evil dude. This guy, like,
go ahead.
He'll backstab you, and then he'll cry like he's the victim. This guy's the worst kind of sellout out there, and
he was pepper spray last week.
He deserved it because he was messing with the 16-year-old youth. He shoved his microphone on his face, hit his lip, and
I'll play that video in a little bit. I can pull it up right now if you want. Yeah. One thing I wanted to say about this guy is he's going to mention it right now. Let's listen to him. Let's give him a chance to speak his piece.
If they're in this country illegally, they are lawbreakers.
What do you think about that statement? I gotta just break this down. What do you think about that first statement?
Well, this guy right here, he thinks he's part of this. Honestly, for me, I think he wants to be white so bad that he does anything his bosses tell him from the Minutemen and the Teabaggers.
What is a Minuteman, by the way?
Okay, Minutemen are the people that used to go down to the border with guns to try to keep the so-called undocumented people from crossing, brothers and sisters, and they would go with arms and they would try to scare people off. But these guys have a history. That some of them are in jail for murdering little girls. One of them killed his whole family. Yeah. One of the leaders is he was locked in jail for molesting his daughters. So these guys have a bad history.
They're crooks. So you're labeling this guy almost like a rapist, killer, monster. You said he's a monster. That's a big word.
Well, because he's willing to betray his ancestors, his mom, his dad, his family, for him to be accepted as a fake white person.
I laugh at the situation, but it's real serious that this man, he's calling his own people illegal immigrants, and you don't like the word immigrant in the first place, and there's a big controversy with you and this guy, and every time I listen to him, let's hear him.
Now, I'd like to say that Donald Trump is selfless, kind, humanitarian. Sir?
It's like, shut your ass
Please do
up.
not interrupt the speaker. Continue, sir.
Can you start my time again?
No.
I paused it.
She paused it.
Negative.
Go ahead and start.
Anyway, he's kind, humanitarian, humane, charitable, kind-hearted.
Now, are there people talking a bunch of crap behind the scenes going, shut up?
I can imagine, yeah.
I mean, you were there, dude. What happened? Give us the details. You were there. What are these people...
it's like, I mean, well, while we were speaking, our side were speaking, they kept on interrupting us. So
Right.
when they spill their hate, I'm sure people were smirking.
And it is hate. It is hate. A lot of people are going to argue that these people are exploited. What do you say to that? That the immigrants that are exploited because of the low wages, they're waiting at Home Depots for work. What do you respond to when you hear that? Like, what is your message when you hear these guys are just slaves and they need to go back home? They can't be here because Americans are exploiting them for work.
I mean, if they really cared about our people getting deported, these people would go after the people that hire them. They would go after the Republicans, their masters, the elites, because they're the ones who profits from slave labor. It's the people on top. They don't get arrested for breaking the law. So
they get a little fine and they pay it because they're making a profit anyway.
Yeah, so
they're getting tons of money off of it.
That's the way it works. That's the way it works. And I know Lou here, that he knows how the system works, because of being, like, homeless people. There's so many homeless people all over the place. And I was in Santana about 2 weeks ago, and there's homeless people everywhere. Like about 5 years ago, you didn't see that much.
It's getting bad, dude.
It has to do with it does, from the way I see it, has to do with white supremacy. This war that Bush declared against Iraq without the Congress approval. But he just killing brown people for his greedy.
Yeah.
His greediness.
And like, this is all a trickle-down system. This is why I'm agreeing with what you're saying right now, because I've said this before. The 400-year head start that Caucasians had over everybody else was a reality, and it still is to this day, because they're the ones that are mostly in charge. Does that mean I hate white people? No. I have friends that are white. One of my best friends is white. I'm trying to tell you guys that you have to acknowledge why we, the minority, are still suffering, because we didn't have the head start. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's listen to the rest of this guy, because I really can't stand him. If you can stand in a room with this guy, just one-on-one, peacefully, what would you really like to tell him? I know you call him names, and he calls you names, and you guys are in each other's faces like all the time. What would you really like to get across this guy?
I mean, the only thing I can call him just a vendido. Every time I see him, it's just a vendido.
What does that mean?
It means a sellout. He sold out his soul.
And he said he never was a Republican, I believe. Let me see if he says that. And he only turned Republican since Donald Trump, because he speaks the truth. And when I hear him say he speaks the truth, I hear another Obama story. I hear another George Bush story, who ran on a foreign policy that was completely flip-flopped as soon as 9/11 happened.
Well, politicians are always going to tell you what you want to hear.
And that's true to a degree, because there's two sides of it, and nobody's ever happy. There's going to be a large group of people that are not happy about illegal immigration. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be happy that they can stay here with their families. This is why I think you go with Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders has
been standing up for the people since he started.
Right.
God-fearing, pure-hearted, righteous, and dedicated to the welfare of others and this great country of ours, Donald Trump cares about Americans and this great country of ours and their families. I also would like to say that I hope that each and every one of you oppose Chris Murray's resolution. I don't think she has any right to even introduce it. She should concentrate on the welfare and the issues in the city of Anaheim.
I don't agree, because what you saw yesterday is you're going to see that everywhere. Yeah, we have a constitutional right to speak our First Amendment right, but if you're running as a president of this country, you are in charge of responsible behavior. When you go out there and you start throwing out words like Muslims, we need to ban them. You're inciting people that are trying to survive, and you're taking that away from them. And this is very touchy to people. I know the emotions are running strong. If you're a Republican, this is hitting you hard. This is like, no. We need to build our country again. Who do you think's building this country? You want to build a wall? Who's going to build that wall? These immigrants that are here, sorry to use that word, indigenous people, I'm learning. They are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. You're not going to round up, 1.6 million people? How are you going to ship that many people out, man? And expect people just to stay calm. What you saw yesterday at that Trump rally, you're going to get more of that. It's not going to stop.
Oh, yeah, it's part of the plan.
What plan is that?
Well, I hate to say Illuminati, but
Why do you hate to say it? Because so many
well,
people are going to
that's
point the
because
finger and
that's
say
the
you're crazy.
The reality, yeah. I mean, you call me. I mean, if I would say things that I've learned, and actually, you know, when a conspiracy theorist, they call it's a bad name. It's just people that look into things, fact check and stuff like that.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, who says that? The mainstream media, the people that
Yeah.
been lying to us every single day. Like when they said that the guy who got sprayed here, this guy on this picture right here, he was pepper sprayed. And, you know, I didn't even see him get pepper sprayed. Oh crap! So we got a phone call real quick. Let me see what's going on here. Hey, what's up, Cynthia? You're on the podcast. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. Thanks for being a part of the show. I just wanted to get your perspective of the Donald Trump meeting we had yesterday, the rally. What was your thoughts on it?
I think I kind of expected what was going to go on. More than anything, it just like you have to see it from both different views. You know, like if you're not conscious about why people are fighting on one perspective on one side, then you're just being biased. You know.
Definitely.
And I think that we need to acknowledge why people are angry and why it's so easy to blame somebody. And more than anything, personally, I went with one message only, you know, personally, because I've gone to other rallies, I've gone and protested, and like in the end of the day, our energy is going to be wasted, and we want to know what is really going to be the outcome, you know?
Wasted? Why do you say that?
Because, not wasted, because I am not wasted, sorry, put into, and I only say wasted because I'm tired right now, because there was just a lot of negativity, and that's my own reflection right now. That's my own reflection.
So you're empty. You're empty on energy right now, but you gave all you got last night.
Oh, yeah, for sure, and that's why I'm still going. I guess my what I'm really trying to say is that there's different people that have different situations. And if we really believe in individualism and we believe that everybody has the power to do what they got to do to help themselves and be conscious and be all they want to be, like we need to be able to respect opinions that we probably don't agree with. But more than anything, I want to see more rallies. I want to see more gatherings. And I don't want to see protests that are just going to be protests. I think protests are needed to see that the youth of every generation is waking up, and everybody's tired. And we can say that it happened a couple years back, 10 years ago, you know?
Definitely.
The 10-year mark is going to be happening this weekend for May Day.
Right.
And
now, are you going?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Cynthia, you're going?
Of course. Every city has its own movement. And
what about you, Lou? You going to go?
Yeah, I'll be there.
He's like, maybe.
See, and a lot of people don't know still about May Day, you know?
What is May Day for the people out there? Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no worries. For Santana primarily, you know, after what happened in LA 10 years ago, we have to acknowledge that we are all people that work hard. You know, we all work hard. The coalition that I'm going to go support, I'm not part of, I'm going to go support, has been established here in Santana.
Cool.
It's called the May Day Coalition. And they basically, like, the community is basically demonstrating its power in numbers and diversity this Sunday, you know, on May 1st in Santana. It's considered the Orange County May Day Coalition, so it represents all of Orange County. But basically, you know, like what it is, it seeks to create an opportunity to celebrate International Workers' Rights Day, and I think it people so molded into what they mean, what it means to them, and that's why it's beautiful, you know. Whether
Definitely.
it's because they're there to stand up for immigration rights against like ICE, right, or if it's because of housing, or because of immigration detainees. Like it's all very diverse, just
Right.
like us. Yeah.
Well, you're a human being, and you were saying that yesterday. You were talking about how you're a human being and nobody has control over you, and this is what's happening. You get these people in your face, and you feel like you're a criminal for existing in a land that's apparently no longer yours. What was some of the behavior yesterday at the rally when you were out there talking to people? I caught a couple of clips of you getting confronted, and you were going back at it with them. What was the general energy that was going on?
Well, basically, like, I went, and I got, like, divided with the other protesters, which is fine, because my message kind of, like, startled people. Like, it was out of nowhere. You know, it was out of nowhere. And what I simply said, it was genocide and slavery occurred on this sacred land. Genocide and slavery occurred to all Native people. And that got people mad.
Furious.
And I got different reactions. Yeah. And I got people telling me, well, it was a long time ago. Or it doesn't exist anymore.
Right, get over it.
You know, like, and it's like, that's easy for you to say.
Now jump in this. What do you think about what she's saying? Because there were treaties that were broken. You get involved.
First of all, have I met you before, Cynthia?
Who is this?
Naui, he's got a YouTube channel, Naui versus KKK, Naui versus...
Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering because...
I've seen your videos, and I've seen your videos, but
okay, I was just wondering because, I mean, I've worked with the Santana activists since the beginning, so I was just wondering, maybe I've seen you before. But anyways, yeah, it's true. I mean, we've been here for 50,000 years plus, so for them to call us illegals in our own land, it's disgusting because, you know, if we trace our DNA, we belong here. If they trace their DNA, they're gonna trace themselves back to Europe.
Right.
So for them to call us illegals and invaders when their ancestors came here as invaders, as thieves, as killers, genocidal madmen, and now they're calling us illegals. Hell no.
You know what's funny about that now is that I never see you angry. I want to ask you right now about how does that make you feel when you hear guys like this man say, if they're illegal, they don't belong here. How does that make you feel deep down in your heart? Because I've never seen you mad before. I thought maybe any second you want to beat the crap out of somebody.
I mean,
Sound effect.
I got it all. Go ahead, dude.
Those are the Trump supporters. Trump supporters right there. Beating somebody up that's in the corner by themselves.
True that. Go
so,
ahead.
I mean, since what I'm trying to do is show the people, indigenous people, or any other people that want to wake up, is trying to get these people's racism. Because they're saying they're not racist, that they accept everybody. Look, we're not racist. We got Raul here. He's a Mexican. Or, you know, it's like...
He's a token man, is what you call him.
Yeah. Or, you know, they always... But what I'm trying to do is show the public what they are, what these racist groups are. The Minutemen, so they say they're not racist. The Teabaggers say they're not racist, but there is racist people, and I'm trying to film to expose them. Yes, they come here to attack me, but if I hit them back, what's gonna happen? I go to jail.
You lose.
I lose because I have to worry about getting an attorney. I mean, I don't have no money. I lose my job. I have family. So I mean, I have to stay calm. And when they call me these words, you know, it's like I got used to it because I've been doing this for so long. Yeah. And I could see somebody calls you wetback. You're gonna get mad. Hell yeah, because that's insulting right there.
Yeah.
But I have to remember, I have to keep my stay calm because I'm there to get the footage. And when I get the footage, I put it on YouTube and I meet people like Cynthia, like you, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to unite people, get people together to fight racism. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's the goal.
And when they say you're here, and you should wait in line like everybody else while your government in Mexico is destroying everybody, the federales. Cynthia, what do you think about that when people say that?
I think we need to. That's the thing that like different people are in different levels of consciousness. And
true that. Good point.
Honestly, it's not about my personal mission. It's not about trying to make somebody else change their mind. I am looking to unite and grow with people that are willing to understand knowledge and to research and to unite. And I have gone through the path of being angry, and I will always be angry in a righteous manner for my life and for my people, that we're all united. You know, my thing is talking to the youth. talking to people that are still conscious and still are in like wisdom level and are older in age. I think it's just about the common conversations of, okay, you're angry, what are we going to do? What kind of workshops can we do? What kind of circles, what kind of healing circles are we going to have?
Damn.
More than anything, it's about like, where are the real people that our energy is going to go to be empowered?
Wow.
And where are we going to grow? We have to grow. If we don't grow and we think we know everything, that's when we become what we hate. And we got to understand that, like, it's always going to be about teaching and learning. Teaching and learning.
Damn, that's some wise shit right there.
If we don't do that, then we become their pressures.
Teaching and learning. It's so true, because the teacher dies, and now we have the corporations that are teaching our children through media. And what are they teaching us? To call ourselves fool? Hey, fool, what's up, fool? I'm not a fucking fool. I know what I'm doing. And they teach us that from the very beginning, that we're not smart, we're not able to think, just go ahead and party. But you saw what happened yesterday. When we come in numbers, man, it's a real threat. And I'm not trying to say let's be threatening. What I'm trying to say is,
people are waking up.
If we get our minds tight, if we get our minds right, we can do some military action in a positive manner. And it's not about killing, but it's about standing strong, taking care of your health, and being able to think.
Yeah. And I think all of us, at least, I mean, I can say for myself, and I think of other people that are like, you know, we connect. It's that we've always known something inside us that's like shaking, like, this shit's not right. This shit's not right. What's going on? Like, this shit, the little unease that we've gotten to do, we're children inside our souls and our hearts and our minds. And like the vibe, that is like what we are known to go to be connected to our earth, to our brothers and sisters.
Shout out.
Everybody just basically go out to your community spaces, be part of it. I'm also part of Radio Santana. If any of you guys are interested in coming by, you're more than welcome to be part of our space as well.
It's on. There we go. Wes Parker here.
Wes Parker.
This resolution is rather silly. Whereas Anaheim is a home to mothers, daughters.
It's silly. Let's stop it right there. Is it really silly when people are out in the streets rioting because they don't want their families to disappear? Is it really that silly? Is this a big joke that we have a concern for a man named Donald Trump, who may in fact be the worst thing to hit America ever?
Fascism and starting here.
Homeless and professional women who face a daily struggle for equality. Well, shame on Anaheim that you oppress the women of your city. It is not Donald Trump's fault.
Oh my God.
Whereas to defend the federal constitution, immigration is a federal issue, and Donald Trump will enforce immigration laws. And to condemn extreme and offensive actions. Well, when an illegal alien comes into America and steals a job from an American, that's an extreme and offensive action.
Yes.
When an illegal alien comes here...
Why is that BS, Lou?
Because they're not the ones that are actually destroy the work. It's the corporations going out of abroad.
Using slave labor in China to make product and ship it back over here, where Walmart is the cheapest thing you can go to because everything made there is made by slaves. Is that what we're talking about, or am I lost?
Yeah, everything's made in China.
Thank you.
Murders American citizens, that's an extreme and offensive action, and Donald Trump will protect Americans from that. Whereas the Constitution provides for justice. Absolutely. Justice is I have a right to live in a sovereign nation with a secure border, free from illegal alien invasion. And equality, anybody can vote for Donald Trump regardless of your race. Absolutely.
Now, when he says, no, I'm not trying to just be one-sided. I do want to get to the point of illegal alien. I know you don't like that term now, and you can bark at me all you want right now, but I just want to say, don't you think it's important, though, that we do embrace the people coming over here, give them the opportunity to be identified so that if they do commit a crime, the the people that investigate, they can do their job and try to find who it is, rather than someone coming over here who's terrified because they're not welcome here. They don't get identified. They're not welcome to have driver's license or IDs. Now they commit a crime and we can't identify them.
Well, I think it goes to anybody. Like anybody that lives should be, we should know who they are, because anybody can be a criminal.
Exactly.
But
that's these guys are trying to throw it out there that they're all criminals. They're all here rapists, like Donald Trump said.
Statistics show that, like, if you're from a so-called immigrant, talking about in general, that the crime rate is low.
Yeah.
Compared to so-called citizens. So this guy right here, I know him. He said I have videos of him implying that that God gave the land to the white man. I have other videos. I interviewed this guy before. His name is Wes Parker, and he just and if you go through his Facebook,
Yeah.
he's in a group that supports the Confederacy, the Confederate flag, and so this, like, if you like study each one of these members that he used to be part of the Minutemen, Save Our State, they all have white supremacy. That's what they believe in, white supremacy. I mean, when they're in the news, talking to the news or the media, or they're in the city council, they pretend they're concerned. You're a concerned average citizen that's
Right.
concerned about blah 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 blah.
Concerned about bitching about things that are.
but their agenda to me, and it's white supremacy.
Justice, absolutely. Justice is I have a right to live in a sovereign nation with a secure border, free from illegal alien invasion. And equality, anybody can vote for Donald Trump regardless of your race. Absolutely. And liberty, the liberty to drive down the 91 freeway without worrying about terrorists throwing bombs off the 91 freeway and coming down and shooting me. Because the FBI says that they cannot properly vet the refugees coming into this country. This is absolutely ridiculous what you want to do. And Donald Trump, loved by veterans, he will fix our VA. Also, what is it, the city to live and work and visit the city. It would be nice to visit Disneyland and leave there alive so that we know that San Bernardino is not repeated in Anaheim. Donald Trump will protect America. It is his job to protect America from erratic Islamic terrorists. And we have to put a temporary ban on it because this country's out of control and they don't know what they're doing. All right. Now, the city of kindness, there's nobody more kind than Donald Trump.
Really?
Donald Trump won New York City, the most diverse city in America, and they lit up in red the top of the Empire State Building. What did they light up for Chris Murray when she got elected? The ladies' room, perhaps? Now, Donald Trump will enforce our laws. He will deport with love. He will deport people back and reunite families.
Deport with love. That there is just one of the cruelest things I've ever heard, is that you're going to tell somebody with love you cannot be here, even though you have a family started or you have a family on the way.
It's ridiculous.
I saw a video of a dude who was trying to, he was deported and his family came to see him every weekend through the fence. And he has a little baby, and the baby's reaching out to him. And I don't know the man; he could be a criminal, but from what I'm seeing, this shit is crazy. And if it was them, and they were on the other side, or let's flip it around and say Mexico was a first world country, would they be doing the same shit? Yes. Would they be wanting to come over? Yes. Would they be wanting to have a better life? Yes. So when you antagonize people and say that you're not welcome here, you're illegal, you're a freaking alien, it says a lot about your character that you have no heart at all.
Mexico, he will unite families all around the world. Donald Trump will bring joy and happiness and so much love because Donald Trump is the true angel of Anaheim. Now, you have to remember, Donald Trump, that is a brand name, and you are viable to lawsuit if you damage that name under the city. This is a true lawsuit, and all you have to do is remember, as we're here in Anaheim, once again, Donald Trump will bring joy and happiness to the whole world, because in truth,
true fascist.
he truly will, because it's the Trump world after all. It's a Trump world after all. It's a Trump world after all. It's a Trump world after all. God bless Mickey Mouse.
Your time is up. Get out of here. We want to hear Naui. Here he comes, y'all. Let's give him some really good effects. Now, Naui, when you're walking up, how do you feel? How do you feel at this point?
I'm just thinking, like, okay, I hope I don't stutter.
Oh, that ain't you.
Hey, sir.
Sir.
Quiet.
Stop it, sir.
Hey, we're going to ask people to leave if they can't be quiet. And then if you don't leave, we'll have you removed.
Objects actually killed many innocent people around the world. Well, let's talk about. Right now we're talking about English law or English only, that we shouldn't speak other language except English. Well, let me remind them the indigenous people from Anaheim were the Tonva and the Hachiman. They probably don't even know who these people are, but these are the people that were here, and they're still here. And as a matter of fact, these people the
Please.
Tonga and the Hachiman, they're related to the Mexica or the Aztecs from Mexico. So we do have a connection here to this land. This wall that they want to build is artificial because before 1492 there was no such thing as a border here. This border they're gonna make if Donald Trump gets his way, it's gonna divide, and many animals that cross, even animals that cross that border, they're gonna die, and many people are gonna probably die crossing the border. But again, that border is racist, and as a matter of fact, there shouldn't be borders. Indigenous people should be free to cross borders because we were here before they came.
Yeah.
They came after 1492. They came as their ancestors came as rapists. They came as invaders, as killers.
And the crowd cheers.
Donald.
What was that? I didn't hear what you said.
You guys are from India.
Okay.
Truth
Please.
hurts.
Listen,
And
hold on. Stop the clock for a sec.
Stop the clock.
Way too much noise going on when the person's speaking. And please.
They were going berserk when you went off there. Now, why were they doing that? What's the deal? Do you really just boil people's blood or what? They cannot accept the history behind the history books. They do not want to at all.
You know what they say? Truth hurts. You know.
yeah, and they always accuse me of disrupting. And there's a good example. Like when they were speaking, I was not making a big fuss like them. But that's
You kept your composure, brother. Let's keep it running.
Respect the person at the microphone. You may not agree with his or her views, but they're entitled to them. Please show respect. Start the clock, sir, please.
okay. Obviously they don't like to hear the truth, but that's all in the history. So get a book and read Donald Trump supporters. And also want to talk about, I'm here to support the fellow that got stabbed by the KKK. It's unjust that the guy that stabbed him is, is not in jail. I think that's an injustice. How is it that this person didn't even do nothing, didn't even attack the KKK member, and the KKK member is out free?
Good point.
So I just want to say what happened outside.
White privilege.
The Minutemen are
You think so?
crying that one of their fellow.
You really think white dudes get a easier sentence? I know that the rich white dudes get an easier sentence, but
right now it used to be. Now it's a class warfare.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't really think white people get off as easy anymore, but I think the rich people, no matter what color you are, they get way more special privilege, man. They get the best lawyers. They'll bullshit their way through, and I think that's.
I agree, but at the same time I disagree because I've been attacked in Simi Valley that was not a rich white guy. I got attacked and they didn't even investigate. They took his word. They didn't even bother to investigate.
Yeah.
If I would have pepper sprayed that guy that pepper sprayed me, I would have got arrested in the spot. No questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
But since it was a white dude in Simi Valley, they let him go.
Yeah.
Hey, there's the evidence in his mind, and that's why he stands the way he stands, and he has his beliefs. Because you can't look in a man's life and say, "Oh, I know everything about it." They never lived it, and he's going by what has happened in his history, and that's one of the reasons why these people have the same feeling. And they're, illegals are everywhere. I see them with my own eyes, so they stand on that type of bullshit instead of getting to know what's really going on with the details.
I want to say one more thing. Talking about what you say right now.
Busted.
If Donald Trump becomes president, he already said that he's gonna go door to door.
Round people up.
So you know what's gonna happen?
Hell
even,
no.
Even
First they came for it.
I'm gonna be like,
excuse me?
For those people, those Mexican Trump supporters and all the brown supporters out there, they're gonna go after you. I mean, they're gonna ask you, are you illegal? They're gonna ask for your papers. So
well, that's what they were doing in Arizona, and I was arguing with the guy at the Trump rally yesterday who was telling me Arizona passed a law and it worked out great. The crime rate went down. Now they were profiling every single person they saw that looked illegal. Pull you over. Oh, you're brown? You got papers? Why'd you pull me over?
That's a good example right there. Joe Arpaio's Arizona. That's a good example of if Donald Trump becomes president, for all those people that those Mexican sellouts that support him, You know, that's what you want. Maybe you like to be harassed.
They like to cooperate. Yes,
Yeah.
officer.
Well,
Here's my
exactly.
idea. And there's
There
nothing
you go.
wrong with loving
There you go.
respecting the police, but when you're talking about a police state where you cannot even travel
They love
freely,
it. They love it.
they love it.
They love that.
They love it.
They get
This-
off on that.
Vendido got pepper sprayed. What happened is that guy with the bullhorn, he had a bullhorn, he shoved it in his face.
Yes.
And he took out the pepper spray and
Right.
defended himself. That's what they do. That's a tactic they do. They like to
He's getting put it in there.
We-
Straight up.
We've seen it
Please.
on the YouTube videos where the Donald Trump supporters, they attack 14-year-old black girls, they kick them out, they surround black people and they beat them up. Just because they have their little token over there doesn't mean they support black people, because they are against Black Lives Matter, and I'm for Mexican Lives Matter, and I'm for Black Lives Matter. And I call for unity, and thank you very much.
Mr. Hyde.
Woo! Look at the crowd responds. He made a good point. The way you closed your statement right there, and I salute you for that. This is why I stand with you on that, because I don't want to be harassed, and I want to travel freely. And I did a protest the other day on DUI checkpoints because I'm like, I'm driving. You're not going to stop me just because you want to stop me. That's not the way the game's played, and we got to realign what's going on here. Yeah. But we're going to get a different perspective real quick. Yo, Richard, what's going on, brother? Say your piece real quick. What do you want to say?
Hey, all I want to say is, man, last night with what happened down there and stuff, people, you guys got to figure this out. Donald Trump may be speaking his mind, maybe speaking out of line sometimes, like I'll grant all the people that. But Donald Trump is for this country, and if you see what happened last night in Costa Mesa, you're going to see that the man is right, man. Not right about everything, but he's right about the immigrants and
I'm
the illegals
like,
and how they act.
All right, let Lou respond to that. Go ahead, Lou Noble.
Yeah, I think Donald Trump has just been in everything here. And we're looking for me to go to a Holocaust museum down in Washington, D.C., and just looking at all the patterns that went through the Germans. This is exactly what's going on.
How do you respond to that, Richard?
Well, if your country is so bad, then why not stay in your country and make your country good? Why come over here and try to change our country and make your country one of the worst?
In actuality, the United States has been involved in so many countries, and they have turned them into third world countries.
Taking their resources
and
babysitting their
and
poppy fields like in Afghanistan.
Well, then why would Mexico give up to the U.S. a long time ago? So now this is not Mexico. This is the United States of America.
It was a war, bro.
It wasn't taken. They gave it up. They gave it up. Can I say
something about that, Reverse?
All right, let's keep it peaceful.
Okay.
Now we respond.
Okay. First of all, because that's something that the Americans always talk about, that the land was sold for $15 million.
Remember the Alamo.
Okay, first of all, the president was Santana. He's a white man born in Mexico of Spanish descent. He cannot sell land that's not his. So that's first of all. Second of all, every time Mexico tries to rise up, the people try to rise up. The USA helps the Mexican government. Why is it that the U.S. government helps the Mexican government? Because they want Mexico to be living in poverty. They don't want competition. Every time the Zapatistas rise up, the people rise up. The CIA is involved to squash the revolution. Either talking about Mexico, Central America, and the so-called South America. Look what happened in Chile in 1973 with Salvador Allende. Look what happened.
Okay.
Let him respond.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Okay, let me ask you a question real fast. So, this country has had its civil war, has a civil rights movement, and stuff like that. Why is it that these people, I know they're trying to do what they want to do in Mexico and try to make it, and try to make the country better, but they need to fight more. They need to fight
Isn't this
stronger.
the land of the free?
They need to get rid of the drug cartel and their president that is with the drug cartel. Don't come over here and fly your Mexico flags and say "Viva la Mexico" when you're in America. If you want to be in America, be proud of being American.
Hey, Richard, let me respond. Let me respond real quick with two questions because Lou Noble had one. Isn't this the land of the free? And the second one is our government has been supplying Mexican cartel with weapons. They've been caught fast and furious. And the government,
yeah.
the government
Yeah,
has
you look-
hold on. The government has disarmed the Mexican people. So that's the last line of defense. And what is our government trying to do right now? They're trying to put in bills so that we cannot protect ourselves. So you got to look at
That's
history.
Obama doing that. Obama is trying to take away our Second Amendment right, though. And Donald Trump is going to put that full force again. He's going to bring back the open carry and stuff like that. Now, if you
It's
look
going to
at
be
I hope he does.
corporate.
If he does win, but I don't see it happening. Go ahead.
What people don't understand that all this circus that is going on now, it has been planned. It has
Wow.
always been. Okay? The thing is corporate takeover.
Whoa.
Okay?
Give him a round
This
of
is
applause.
corporate
I
America,
agree
dude.
there 100%.
And I think that, people haven't really listened to what Bernie Sanders is saying, that both parties are corporates, okay? The thing that Donald Trump was a Democrat and is really close to the Clintons,
Yes, sir.
that will give you a little details on what their plan is. Whether he wins or her wins, it doesn't going to make a difference.
And Donald Trump has been running
Okay,
on this country is a business because this country is a corporation. It's not a country. So we're over here holding hands saying land of the free, home of the brave. Yes, we are. But you know what? We're sold and bought, man. China owns. We owe China
Can I tell
so
you
much
guys a little
money.
story?
Go ahead, break us
Can I
down
tell
to
you
a
guys
little story.
fast?
Go ahead, kick it.
Okay, here's a little story. Okay, friends of mine. Okay, my ex coworker. Okay, his family went over to Mexico.
Right.
Got into a bad car accident.
Okay.
And what happened is, 3 of them died. 1 of them survived or something like that. Was in the hospital. Called over saying we need 20 grand cash or we're not going to do anything with them. Let me have 20 on number 7 and a scratcher. So what happened was now they want. I'm sorry, I'm getting gas right now, guys. So what happened was they kept on telling we want this, we want that, we want this money cash. We're not going to take the insurance and this stuff like that. 20 on number 7, and then so debit. And then so what happened was I'm sorry, guys.
Keep going.
And then so what happened was is all that said and done is they wanted like 80 grand cash, and my friends' families wound up dead over in Mexico because they would not treat them. But why is it these people come over here and we give them full freaking medical without holding them hostage?
Good argument.
I don't get it.
That's a good argument.
I don't
and
get
that's
it.
taxpayer dollar. I understand that part of it. You got to understand the desperation that these people are facing over there, and you don't have to agree with it, but just acknowledge. I went to Mexico and there was a dude holding his arm at the light, and my dad went up to him. He rolled the window down, and the guy said, "I need some money." And he said, "Why?" He had a big old slit across his arm. He said the hospital won't help me because I don't have any money.
19.
The country is so just there's so much in debt right now and poverty, and the government's corrupt and all the officials are corrupt. These people are crying out for help, and we're over here babysitting poppy fields in Afghanistan for the pharmaceutical pharmacies so that
We need to bring our troops back and protect our borders. That's the main freaking thing right there. We need to protect our borders and protect this country. And that's why I'm sorry. I voted for Obama, and I'm sorry, people, I did, because he had a plan to bring our troops back.
and he didn't.
He lied about the gas prices. He lied about
Because they're all
every single thing.
sellout.
They're all sellouts, and they're
They're
all
puppets.
They all
Listen, Richard, we
They're
talked
all
about
puppets.
this. This man's not going to be able to control the military, control foreign relations. He's not going to be able to control the economy all at the same time and worry about what's going on with illegal immigrants and building a wall that he expects Mexico to pay. We're in debt. What we need to do is work out a resolution. We're not going to solve the problem by babysitting the Middle East.
I think Richard's
And
problem.
I'm sorry, the resolution, one of them would be, I'm sorry, close the border down, open some jobs up for Americans, our troops. Bring our troops off the streets
Hold
of
on.
Skid Row.
Let me stop
Bring
you.
our
Let me
streets-
stop you
Okay.
because you've seen that video of the factory workers where all their jobs are shipped over to Mexico. It doesn't matter if you seal up the borders. The corporations, these rich, greedy bastards in America are going to continue to sell out their own country and make a profit where slaves make their fucking shoes or whatever the hell they're making for a profit. We got to stop
But
the
look
greed.
what these people were doing last night. I want to show you something. Okay, the white man you have on your video, he was protesting peacefully.
Right.
And look what these people were doing. They were spitting on him, freaking taking his hat off.
That's a
This
problem.
one guy with the Mexico flag was freaking pushing him. and
There's
shit.
no
Why
unity.
can't we do this? Because what happens is, like in Mexico, okay, if you try to speak your mind over there, you go missing, you get hurt or whatever like that. In
Yeah.
America, you have a right to speak your mind. So
I agree.
why is it why is it these people over here, when we try to speak our mind and say how we feel about our America, they want to get violent towards us? But I heard the video the other night over in Anaheim. They were saying fuck crackers and this and that. What if I said fuck wetbacks? What's going to happen to me? I'm going to get my freaking ass jumped.
Well, there's always that one or two guys that want to push the buttons to the next level. There's always going to be that one or two guy. I was there, bro. I was in the crowd. Nobody was saying cracker. That one gentleman that was getting spit on, I didn't see the spit, but he was very big, and he kept putting his finger in people's faces, telling them to be quiet. And he kept coming back. He'd walk away and he'd come back. He left, he came back. He wanted to continue to express himself, whatever. But if it was any Mexican that was over on the Donald Trump side, same shit would have happened. He would have been swarmed.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what all
started.
Yeah,
but see, the whole thing is why could he was speaking his mind, had every right to.
Yeah.
But why just spitting? Why knocking the hat off?
Well, because there's always going to be a jackass in the crowd.
Same thing at the Donald Trump. Like I just said, I don't know if you heard. There was a 14-year-old that got attacked by all these people. A guy from the Donald Trump rally punched somebody in the face. Now he's getting prosecuted for that. And you're talking about, again, you bring out Mexico again, a colonial country controlled by Spaniards, by criollos, that every time Mexico wants change, the U.S. government backs up the Mexican government.
Yeah. Hey, Richard, sounds like you got a whole party going on behind you, brother. Would you like to leave a closing statement?
Yeah. You know what, man? I love, I'm going to tell you, I love all human beings. I'm going to say that right now. I'm not racial. I'm with the full-blooded Navajo Indians, my wife. I'm with the true American. What we need to do is we need to get an Indian American, and we need to unite, period. Period, the end of it. We need to unite. But the thing is, we need to give land back to the Indians. We need to get the culture back from the Indians.
Yes.
Because they were peaceful. They were peaceful. Yeah. Us white men took that land, raped the women, and we did all that. I understand that. And now it's coming back to the white man. Now it's coming back to him.
Wow. Hey, Richard, thank you for saying that, brother. It means a lot.
We're on Grand and Crescent. Okay, so my bottom line is this. We need to give the land back to the people. Take it away from the government.
Yes.
And once we do that, once we unite and take back the land from the government that we owe, that we pay for, and unite, whether you're Mexican, Chinese, white, whatever like that, we're not going to be a nation. We're always going to be,
divided.
No matter what, hated people.
Right.
We're going to be always divided.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? You're scum because you're white. You're scum because you're Mexican. You're scum because you're Oriental. You're scum because you're an Islamic person. You're scum because you're Christian. But there's no way we can come together because the government keeps us separated and they keep us sheeple.
Wow, Richard. Hey, thank you for opening your mind, brother. I'm proud to hear that out of your mouth. And at the same time, we got to work together. You're absolutely right on that last point. Hey, have a good day, bro.
I love you. I love you guys, and we got to all get together sometime. We can, as Americans, we need to speak our minds, but we need to be peaceful. And, I do. I love you, Lou. Right. I do, man.
Much love.
I love you guys.
Much love, brother.
We got to meet up sometime, guys.
We will. We'll sit down and we'll debate this again, and we'll break it down for the people out there. And believe it or not, it means a lot what you just said, man. Have a good day.
Hey, peace out, guys. Much love, man.
Much love. Later.
Okay, I just had to say something. Again, like
he opened his mind though. He at first it was like no, and then at the end it's like I hear what you're saying.
That's person that hears.
That's what I'm saying about this show, man. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say, like, again, people in Mexico, they're always rising up. The U.S. government backs up the U.S. government backs up the Mexican government through the CIA, through dirty tactics. The last presidential election, the Peña Nieto lost to López Obrador. Mm-hmm. But the CIA
intervene.
They keep on doing that. So people rising up every day.
I was trying to tell them that. I'm like, they had the same president.
Today, people are still fighting the government.
Right.
There's drug cartels. The U.S. I think you can tell the U.S. lets the cartels run because there's disorder in Mexico. There's disorder in Mexico. There is proof that the CIA brought drugs here to the African and Mexican community,
and guns.
And there's proof. Like there's proof that if they really wanted to stop drugs, they can do it.
If they really wanted to stop
Look at all
drugs,
the-
they would legalize it, because
Yeah.
you can't control people. This is one thing that I'm starting to learn. You cannot control people. People are going to do what people want to do. You're not going to change that. No matter how many fucking laws you make, no matter how many things you try to ban, no matter how many doors you try to close, they're still going to make their way in, because that's the relentless attitude of a human being. They're going to get what their mind tells them they want.
Well, these people have studied so much of mind control.
Oh, yeah.
That they have done this for so long until we wake up.
They mastered it.
We wake up and start realizing that we've been totally
duped,
misinformed.
The colors, they know what colors attract the eyeball. They know what sounds. They know exactly what person to put up there, like Kim Kardashian, to grab your attention of attraction. But the woman is a devil. She's a devil in disguise. You're not seeing who she is. You're just looking at our animal-like behavior wants us attraction, but we don't understand. And we're too young to understand that. And now it's the mainstream media have a humongous problem with. It's one of the biggest things that really pisses me off. And we're talking about Mexico and the people that were elected. Talk about the media. There's only 2 medias there. 2 mainstream corporations that
what
control
about here?
6 or 5.
Well,
5 or 6.
What, CNN, CNN, MSNBC,
Time Warner. And let's get into Lou Noble's speech on the council meeting real quick. Here we go. Lou Noble stepping up to the plate. How many times have you done this before, brother?
I've been out there since 2 years already.
Wow.
October.
Every one of them you're there.
Most of them.
Here we go.
You know, the Bible is, they call it the book of life. And there's nothing under the sun because it's always repeating itself. It's like a vicious circle. And many are destroyed because of the lack of knowledge. They don't research. They don't do their research. And
so true.
People just fooling them in politics all the time. Proverbs 14 says, one who oppresses the poor insults his creator, but whoever shows favor in needs, that goes to the council, his honor.
What were you trying to get across right here?
Well, that the council is not, the first time I went there, I said, you have God, and God we trust up there. You have somebody coming here and giving a sermon, practically. So I started with this because I found it that, if they so-called Christians, when the Bible tells us how to treat these people that are out there in the streets, and they're oppressing them, and this is exactly what I'm saying here, that the Bible, it repeats itself. It's like a vicious circle of life.
It's almost like it knows that the people itself will continue to repeat because we naturally are sinners by just being alive. We want to destroy. We want greed. We want more. Do you think that's true, Naui? Yeah,
because again, these preachers that they bring on, like look what they're driving. It's like all these people here in the city council, like all these leaders. They talk about Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus
but
Christ.
They don't know.
but again, it just they're BSing. They're tricking the people, and these leaders, they only care about themselves, and that's it.
So if you were up here at the council and you were one of the top heads, what would you like to see change? What would you guys really like to say? This is enough. We have the control, because that's really what it is. These guys are
they're supposed to be working for the people, and they're not.
You really think that?
Oh yeah,
all of them.
Look. We go up there. Even the mayor. I trusted the mayor. We had meetings with the police department, with not only the police but works, and we got smoke screen, and they thought we were stupid, to sit there and just listen to their BS, because they gave us the smoke screen that we really didn't know what they were doing, and as the more I get deep into the homeless issue, the more I see the corruption. The more you start investigating yourself. Yeah, you start saying, geez, this is a business for the nonprofits. This is a business for the police. Because now with this ordinance, it's like tickets here, tickets there. Yeah, the homeless can pay them. Yeah. But then they take them to jail. Here we go. If you can't pay your ticket now, it's misdemeanor, you go to jail. Wow. I did not know that. And this is what's going on that people don't understand, that if, people don't see that. It's like an old pastor from Germany, that first they came for the socialist, and it wasn't a socialist.
Right.
Okay, that is exactly what he felt, because thinking that he wasn't going to get persecuted because he was a priest, he was the last one in that row.
Wow. What would you like to see change now if you were up there in the front row of the real
Anaheim? If I was the leader of Anaheim, I would pressure the school system to carry more books on true history, history for the kids to learn the history, because they got the youth and the kids, they have to decolonize themselves. They have to know the true history, and from there, hopefully these kids will become the new leaders.
So telling kids, hey, there were tons of people that were indigenous to this land, which means it was actually theirs, were murdered, were raped, were destroyed. Telling little kids, do you think that's proper?
Well, as they're learning.
Would you tell your daughter that?
I teach my daughter that. So I mean, but again, not only that, that when people think about Mexicans or indigenous people, they don't think the most civilized people in the world before 1492. When the Spanish came or the Europeans came, we already had cities. We were advanced. We had mathematics. We had sciences. Our cities more bigger than the ones from Europe. So
Wow.
we do come from societies and
We are intellectual.
ancestors.
Isn't a Mexican, though, someone that was mixed in with Aztec and white from Spain?
Well, the word Mexican comes from the word Mexica.
Oh,
and
I didn't know that.
The word Mexico comes from the word Mexica, and the proper word of saying so-called Aztecs is Mexica, because the Aztecs came from Aztlan. You heard the word Aztlan before, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and then and when they were traveling south from Aztlan, the Aztecs separated themselves into 7 tribes, and then one of those tribes were called the Mexica.
Because I was told that the people from Spain, that's why we say Spanish. You know, I'm from Spain. I speak Spanish. All this pride. Spanish is European, and Spain is in Europe. That's not a brown. That's nothing to do with brown.
Like I said before, just the same thing with Malcolm X. Malcolm X, he speaks English. He has white blood. He even had a English name. Doesn't make him British. It was a rape. Same thing with the Mexican people.
Right.
There was
but
a rape.
They still have that in their genes.
The reason we speak Spanish is because Spanish was forced on us. If it was really a mixture, we would speak Nahuatl, which is the Aztec language.
I thought it was dialect.
It's a language. The dialect means that the language changed.
Oh.
So, for example, I speak a dialect of English, and I speak a dialect of Spanish because I don't speak it the way an Englishman speaks it. So,
you're not politically correct.
What do you mean?
You know, when people say words that they're like, you know, you have to be proper or has to sound.
No, it's not because
you say it the way you want to say it.
Well, it's just the way I grew up saying some words that like some of the way I express myself is different from somebody from Yerba Linda. It's not that I'm not trying to be. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, there's a dialect right there. A dialect means that the language changes, like the Pocho dialect or English speaking, like Spanglish. That's a dialect. Yeah. When people say a dialect, when it comes to indigenous people, it's a way to put it down. Like, oh, it's just a dialect. No, we had languages, and Nahuatl was spoken more during that time when the Spanish came than Spanish in Spain. So we had more people speaking Nahuatl than Spanish at the time. It was not a mixture. It was a rape. It was what happens when you invade somebody? You rape the woman. So those kids get abused. It's not like, oh, those are my kids. No, it's a rape. It's a scar. And they branded us with their last names. That's why we had their last names.
Right.
They forced us to be Catholic.
They took away our identities, what you're saying. There's a lot of people that are Catholic, and isn't it strange how Muslims, a lot of them name their kid Muhammad, where you don't hear any white people name Jesus, but you hear a lot of Hispanics,
quote unquote,
sorry, indigenous people named. I'm gonna start learning to say it like that. Jesus. Yeah. Why is that? Like you just said, they forced it upon us. They brought these books. They said, this is what you're going to learn. This is what it is. And I can't verify that, but I can tell you a lot of us believe in Catholicism. I was baptized. I don't know if you were baptized.
Yeah, me too.
And as I got older, I started questioning everything. Is there a God now? Let's get into it. Do you believe there's a God in this world?
Oh, yeah. There's an ultimate creator has created all the universe and stuff like that. So it's actually a spiritual being, you know, what we call Mother Nature, or, I mean, you know, that people talk about so many gods, my God here, my God there, but there's only one God that I believe in, and that's the spirit that's within us all.
Beautiful.
I mean, I think that's part of the problem with what's been going on, because this people I call they're really been manipulated to have us fight, even in religion. Why are we at war for so many centuries? Because we've been misguided.
Damn.
On really actually what God is.
Well, go ahead. You want to talk about God real quick? Got a really good breakdown.
I just rephrase it different. Our ancestors, we acknowledge the Creator because we saw one Creator. The books say we had gods of this, gods of that. No, we only had one Creator. We understood there was only one Creator and we described the Creator with different manifestations. So it was not the sun God. No, the sun is a part of the Creator. The moon is a part of the Creator. Everything's a part of the Creator.
Wow.
And we called we called our equivalent to God, Ometel, which means everything. Everything's a part of the Creator. I'm a part of the Creator. The Creator created itself. There's no. It's not a person with a long beard and gets mad at you and
in the clouds.
That's not, no. Like everything. It's a duality, male, female, day, night.
He's just sitting in the clouds, like
it's the air, the air we breathe.
Yeah, everything's part of the Creator. I mean, everything you see, everything you touch, everything. The whole universe is part of the Creator. That's the way we saw our.
Do you think God's up in the clouds talking to us like this?
Fools, ignorant.
He's everywhere.
Well, I have to say my little piece because is there any books you recommend that people can read to learn about this type of system that you have going on in your brain?
Well, there's if you want to learn about the Mexica or the Aztecs, there's the Daily Life of the Aztecs.
The day of the what?
The Daily Life of the Aztecs.
Daily Life of the Aztecs. Look that up, people. Check it out.
If you want to learn about genocide committed against our people, there's American Holocaust by David E. Standard. If you want to learn about like Mexico Raw or the Maya, there's Dr. Michael D. Cole. It's called one of the books called Mexico. The other one's called the Maya. I met Dr. Cole, and he's pretty cool. So those books are
nice,
good for starters.
What about you, Lou? You have any examples of your training of thought? How you, because everything comes from somewhere, right? There's got to be a blueprint.
Yeah,
and I've always
coming from mostly information that we get usually. There's so much information out there that, ignorance is but a choice. We say, because, you have to question everything. Everything you have been taught, everything that, you're being put out there. And that's the great thing about social media, okay, and the net, is that it's not being controlled by these people. And they're trying to do that by the TPP.
Well, one guy says that Brown is also incorrect. We are the cinnamon-flamed colored people, the red race. The Browns ate the Malaya, people such as Polynesian, Mongols, and so forth. There's somebody that's responding back right now. That's on the he's listening in. So I probably one of your friends, man. I don't know. I can't pronounce the words right because I'm just barely learning this stuff, and it's like kindergarten to me. So when I say kindergarten, I mean like I'm not intelligent enough to figure this out yet because I'm barely discovering it. But thanks for that tip, bro. I'm gonna look into that, and I want to know more about what exactly am I, because I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just living, and my objective is to treat people the way I want to be treated. As a youngster, I felt like I was. I had a bad upcoming, and growing up, having a struggle, living in a struggle, being poor, not having much, evolving with college. I went to college and it started opening my mind about critical thinking and things like that. A lot of people have not read those books. A lot of people have not sat there and listened to a professor. Not that they know everything, but damn, they open your mind to a whole nother level, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you're one of a few. There's many people that go to college and universities, and they're more ignorant than somebody that didn't go to school.
Right.
We look into those conspiracy theories, those whistleblowers, because they're out there, they're risking their lives to say these things that are going on, and people don't pay attention. In the media, it's like they put him as crazies.
Which brings me back to your speech real quick. I know you mentioned Illuminati. Let's listen in.
And, the ordinance that went on here is not just about discriminating against the homeless. I know it went through without even talking about it, but now it's not only a misdemeanor, but it's oppressing the homeless out there that are being treated like criminals at this point. There's no shelter, the armory closed, and there's no safe zones. We've been coming here for the past 2 years, and the people have to understand that the homeless are dying out there all the time. There's people, veterans, or disabled people that are out there, people that lost their homes or their jobs. And I think at this point, the whole media and everything has thrown Bernie Sanders under the bus. Haven't even heard him. It's going to be a shame if he's not nominated, because the rest of the politicians, Trump is the oligarchy. And he's just there to make way for Hillary, because that's the agenda they have. This is the Illuminati talking, okay? And right now our system is corrupt. Our justice system is so corrupt that we don't have any justice for those who have been killed by the police, because the police are protected by the Bill of Rights. Where is the homeless Bill of Rights? Are we going to be discriminated because we look homeless in the parks? I hate to go to the park now because the police will be right there. They're spending their time looking to see how they could get the homeless belongings.
Do you think they're really premeditating that? Like, we're gonna, you guys are not wanted here. You guys do not get it. You guys are just filth. You guys are just wasting space. So as soon as you get up to use the restroom, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna take your shit away. Do you really think that's what's going on?
And that's coming from the liaison, the homeless liaison, okay, who busted me.
How did they bust you?
Because we've been filming all their crap.
Oh, wow.
And they got irritated to the point where we were showing up because we had, somebody called us, hey, they're here. And we were there at midnight or so when they were going through with trucks, like 5 cop cars, just to get to the homeless and throw them out of the parks and take their stuff.
Damn.
Seeing that, it's actually, what's going on right now.
Well, some would argue that, hey, we do have shelters. What do you say to them that say they can't come to the shelter, they just don't want to?
There's bull crap, dude. When I first started this, and I tell you, I used to get all these pamphlets with all these nonprofits, shelters. And so I was giving it to the homeless. And then later on, I would come and say, hey, what are you doing here? It says nobody answered me. Somebody's telling me I don't qualify. Or the other ones, and most of them is like, they charge you $500 to be in a room with 3 or 4 people. Mm. And they're getting money out of the government, and they're getting, they're asking for donations. So where's that? And the thing is that when the homeless go in there, they want cash. Okay, they don't want no checks. They don't want anything but cash. So they have to pay cash. Mm. And
so it's got to be. I mean, I've been homeless. I don't know if you've been homeless. I don't know if you've been homeless. I've been homeless, and if it wasn't for having someone to help me later on down the road, I would probably be really fucked up right now on the corner. And who knows what path I could have went down that road, because when you have nothing, you feel like you are nothing, so you need to take something. And what happened with me was I was sleeping in my van. I was going to work and just using the showers there. Thank goodness they had showers there. I've been in and out of motels when I was a kid, so I know what it's like to be homeless, and it's one of the most depressing things you can go through. So when I reach out to homeless people, I'm always giving money to homeless people. I don't ever judge them because I don't know what they're going through, and I don't know what's in store for them, if they're going to pass away, if they're going to get killed by gang activity. I don't know what, So in other words, we need to help them. Otherwise, they're just going to go crazy and hurt us.
It's, to the point where it's getting worse. And the more we wait, the chronically homeless become really, they lose hope, and they see this oppression coming from the cops. They get TPSP, where they go crazy. Yeah. And they're out there, I've talked to some of them, and they start telling me this and that, and then they go off. Like, like, wow, what's going on, you know?
Wow.
And I see that so much, and it's the problem is the oppression they're getting. Now, it's a simple solution that I say has been proven through Utah and other places where they have camps, okay? And it has saved the city money. So this is what we're trying to get to the council, and I still realizing that it's a business. They don't want to get rid of the homeless because they want this federal money coming in.
Wow.
And the federal government's already getting to them. HUD's coming to them because they give millions of dollars a year. Okay, and where is all that money going to? They spread it to the nonprofits. And what happens to the nonprofits? They're not taking these people in. They're charging them. So, I mean, if you're homeless, you don't have the money. If I had $500, I'll rent a room somewhere instead of being put in a room with 3-5 people.
Yeah, people you don't know, you have to share your belongings with because they're right there. I hear that a lot. Wow, that's deep. I did not know that. That's something that we need to be more aware of. Unbelievable. Do you guys want to leave any closing last statements? We got, how much time we got here? We got 15 more minutes. Would you guys like to leave a closing statement to the people out there, especially these Donald Trump fans that are sitting in the crowds? Can't wait to get the illegal immigrants out, they say. How do you respond to that, guys? How do you feel about these people that are going crazy for Donald Trump? I thought it was maybe mainstream media. I thought maybe Donald Trump's a billionaire. He's paying some of these people. I don't know. But being there physically, we didn't even talk about that. 15 minutes, we could probably break it down. What is going on, man? What's going on with this country?
Well,
misinformation on the media, I think.
Go ahead, dude. Take it.
Okay, well, you said you were going to show one of my videos, so I mean that would be my closing statement, and maybe share the one where I got kicked out or the one where they recognize me, so people can hear themselves. Like,
this is one of my favorite videos when this dude's standing out here and you're just confronting the guy. But I would like you to leave something with the people out there because, you know, life we take for granted. We don't know how long it is, and when you're here sitting in this chair, I look at it as a moment of a blessing that you can leave something here as a way of saying I stepped up. And I don't know how you look at yourself, but when I see you, I go, this guy stepped up, and he's always stepping up, and he's always in your face. He's not backing down, and he's always it. He's anywhere you look, he's there. He's got the camera out, ready to go. So, well, you know, what makes that fire come out of Naui? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you to Olintis Calipoca. He's the one that woke me up. He's an organizer of the Mexica movement. The website is mexicamovement-org if you want to learn about history. Again, I get my encouragement from him. He woke me up, and I'm like you guys, you know, you see an injustice, you want to fight against injustices, you want to fight against racism, you want to fight against people that put down the homeless people, you know, stuff like that.
So let's check out this video real quick. This is one of my favorites.
No. 90% of them ain't got no fucking idea.
Can you pause it first? Okay, okay, so this is May Day. This is a May Day. What's the date? Is it?
2012.
Yeah, okay, it's May 1st. This video is from May 1st, May Day. So there was a march that day in Santana, which is gonna be a march this Sunday, May 1st. Well, and I was filming the marchers, and their message was stop police brutality. You know, like the homeless issue, the indigenous issue, that we have the right to migrate. And so this guy got offended by the march, and he starts yelling at these little girls in the bus. And I happened to be there, pass by, and I'm like, oh no, man, I gotta record this.
Yeah, it's time to film your ass.
Oh, shit. Fuck your mama too.
Oh, that's probably what they do down in Mexico, huh? That's why where you came up with that? How would you even come up with that thought? Fuck your mama? Is that what they do down there in Mexico?
They're better than us.
Oh, they throw their toilet paper on the floor in the bathroom because they don't even have sewage down there. Go in the local fast food place and you see their shit paper all over the floor. And none of them got no ID.
That kind of reminds me of like where the trash goes. Like, oh, well, we don't have trash because we put it somewhere else and let it destroy the earth. It's the same shit. It ain't going nowhere. It's still there.
Keep filming it. I don't give a shit. The fuck who you are. You probably ain't got no papers here. Got immigration papers?
Listen, you pilgrim, your ancestors came from Europe. You are European. If you don't like it, go back to Europe.
You know what? We kicked your guys' asses out of this fucking country.
And this land is stolen.
Yeah, we made them make a fucking border.
We didn't kick shit out because everybody's still here. Ain't nobody left.
Well, they killed part, genocide.
And told them to stay on that side because they would not civilize themselves.
No, we were.
Because
we were civilized.
They don't civilize themselves. They do not civilize themselves. They don't civilize them. Look at your country. Why are you here? If you're so proud of your country, what are you doing in this one?
Because I
What are you doing in this one?
You just said it, and you guys stole it. It's ours.
That's right. We kicked your ass out of here because you would not fucking be civilized.
No, we were civilized.
You act like a...
So it's civilized to kill people. It's civilized to destroy lives and rape women. Listen to this guy. I mean, he was kind of making a little bit of points at the beginning. I was starting to kind of film a little bit. Then I was like, wait. No. You're wrong, dude. You're wrong.
Okay, in talking about the sewage part, like our ancestors, the Mexica, the Mayan, were so clean. We had sewages, we had canals. We were not polluting the earth. And if you go to Europe during that time, people would do number 2 and just throw it out the window. And they didn't even shower.
That's gross. All right, let's listen to the video.
Look at fucking rodents.
Are you civilized? Are you civilized?
Yeah, I'm telling you the truth.
I'm
telling you the truth.
People are messaging saying, "I love your videos, brother." So there's people out there listening, man.
I'll always tell you the truth.
Are you civilized?
Fucking pendejo, wait.
Are you civilized? Are you civilized, pilgrim? Are you civilized, you pilgrim?
Pilgrim.
You are a pilgrim. Your ancestors came from Europe, right?
Huh? You're an Indian. You're not even Mexican.
Exactly. I'm an indigenous person.
You're an Indian. Exactly. We kick your guys' asses out of here.
And that's what we're here.
We
That's why
kick
you're
your
mad.
ass out
You're
of here.
mad because our population is growing and your white supremacy ideas are just going down the toilet.
Is it true though, when this pilgrims came, that the Indians were like reaching out to them? Here's food. Here's abundance. Here's things that are.
No, it took him in, or else they would have died out there.
And this is what happened. I mean, and this guy is like completely belligerent, just like, fuck you, I don't care, you don't belong here. And
should be grateful that they're here.
Right, and we should be working together, but where did it all go wrong? Where is the division here? What?
It's always been a division. But you say
Corporate,
it's always been a division.
Well, I was told sometimes when the Indians seen the settlers, they had like things that they never thought were possible, like a gun or something like that, or some sort of material that fascinated the Indians to make them look like, oh, these guys are like on a level of God, you know. And there could be some, you know, you seen that movie? What do you think about that movie, Dances with Wolves?
I saw it a long time ago.
Propaganda? This bullshit.
I don't know. It's always. It seems like every time they make a movie about our people, there always has to be a white hero. So.
Which brings me about
Cowboys and Indians. Yeah.
Which brings me to the movie Machete. You don't like Alex Jones for what he said about that movie.
I didn't see the movie Machete. It's just the fact that he was saying that there was gonna be riots. He makes it seem like we're gonna see a movie and they're gonna go out and start killing white people. That is come on. That's what he thinks about it. He thinks like we're savages.
Well, I think it's like gangster rap. Like there's gonna be some dumbasses that are gonna fall into that shit. But there's bad.
But look at that movie came out. Nothing happened.
True.
Nothing happened. It was. He thinks it's like we're just animals. Like, oh look, Machete. We have to follow what he does and kill white people. That's not even the case.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they are, but you still have to follow our rules when you come over here.
Yeah, but
except when you go to the bathroom at McDonald's, you still throw your shit paper on the fucking floor.
The rules will change, and that's why you're mad because we're
fucking
waking
lame.
up.
You're a fucking lame. You're a fucking lame.
This is what you call civilized?
Is this what you call civilized? Coming over here? Coming over here and bringing your dirty, filthy practices over here?
You're talking about dirty. You smell.
Dirty, filthy practices.
Why do you smell? You haven't showered. When was the last time you showered?
This morning.
Well, then why do you smell?
Why do you smell?
I don't smell. If I smell good. Thank you very much.
Oh, you smell like a fucking Mexican to me.
Oh, thank you. That's
like a fucking cockroach.
Oh.
All your apartment complexes are all infested with
And
cockroaches.
What are you doing in Santana then? What are you doing in Santana?
We're civilized.
Obviously, the only road here is
coming
here.
up here to tell you what I fucking think. Fucking lame. I don't give a fuck if you care or not.
You really...
You know what? In another 5 years, you're gonna be this big and got 6 kids walking down the fucking street. You're gonna be all fat, gored
You're
up.
so brave talking to little teenagers like that, man.
Is that true though? Do a lot of Hispanics, indigenous people have babies?
Again, like if it's
Nature.
yeah, but like talking about teenage pregnancies, you know, we're colonized, pure colonized people. We don't know our identity. We don't speak our true languages. We come from poverty. I mean, there was a genocide committed to us. Like you always hear about the Jewish genocide. 6 million, 6 million, 6 million, 6 million. Every day on the newspapers, you hear something about the Holocaust. How often do you hear about our Holocaust? How, you know, like the media in Mexico is controlled by Europeans. They control the school system. Like indigenous people overall, like we have nothing. We look at it. We have nothing. We're called illegals in our own land. They take over our land, take over our resources.
Damn.
And
mind blown right now.
So like a 14-year-old doesn't know their history, doesn't know how to respect themselves, because every time we're taught to disrespect ourselves, our people, our cultures. Like Olin says, we've been bred to be cowards. That's why we don't see resistance against this racism as much as we should see, because we've been bred to be cowards. We've been bred to every day just turn away. Like, who cares? That was a long time ago. Our people say that. You know what? I'm not an Indian because
we use words like nah, I can't do it, nah.
Yeah. Because look at that's what I'm saying. We've been bred to be cowards. We never defend ourselves. We kill each other, but if police messes with us, we'll say, you know what? There's nothing we can do about it. If a gangster kills another gangster, they'll get paid back like that. But if a cop does something to a person of color, we'll say, oh, we can't do nothing about it. That happened a long time ago. But that's why it gets me happy to see those youth that were at the protest
yesterday.
Pressing down. At least they're doing something. You can say this and that. You can criticize, blah 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 blah. But they were there, and that's what matters.
They were all there.
We need more people to wake up and get educated on the facts.
Let me pull that up real quick. That was some great video footage yesterday. I think you have
that and on mine right here.
Yeah.
Okay, could you get the first one we were gonna play right here?
This one.
Like 17 minutes after the deal. Could you play that after?
This is only 12 minutes long.
Yeah, but you're gonna go skip to 7. Yeah,
7
just
minutes?
skip it through the console meeting at my end there. It's like 7 minutes or something towards.
Welcome everybody.
Safe zones right there. Just
Thank
you can
you.
stop it there.
Stop it.
Yeah. So this is in Palma Park after the. Okay, what happened with us? We got falsely arrested, but we had 3 people filming. When we got arrested, the ACLU got involved. And
what's going on here? Help us out here. What's going on?
Well, this is the ordinance now. They're throwing people's stuff in this compactor.
Oh shit!
You see, carts, everything. They threw them out of that after this ordinance came in, and people were camped out right here, making no problem. Everybody was ready to go to sleep, and they raided them. And then what happens is they were telling people to throw their stuff on the floor. So they were acting like they were, this is dirt. So that's why these people are. Wow. I mean, it's people's medicine. Some of the people, they didn't look through the stuff and grab it.
I've seen a lot of people on the bridges too. They got a whole town over there now. They got a ton of tents. They got a ton of a community down there. It's scary.
Now they have scattered them instead of leaving that park open at night and having the police there. They have the ways to do it.
Yeah, where's Disney? Disney should be helping out. Supposedly this is the happiest place on earth, Anaheim.
The chief of police himself said it at one time that they're putting cameras all over the park with bullhorns, and somebody at the station will be monitoring them. And anything they see, they'll just, with the bullhorn, tell them to get out.
So here we go. What happened with yesterday, the Donald Trump rally. This is some of the clips that Naui was out there on his camera.
What's going on, man? What's up? What's up? What you got here? What? Nothing. Since the started, got kicked out from inside. Oh, yeah? I got kicked out.
I was actually parked right there at the light. My car was about 3 cars down, and I had to stop. I couldn't move, so I just put it in park, turned the lights off, and I walked over there, started filming a little bit, and then I managed to get back in my car and throw a U-turn and head out. But it was getting really, really packed in that intersection. We can speed up here. They just right here. Now he said, "Hey, let's go to the intersection." Did you say that? And everybody went over there, and they just clogged the shit up.
I don't say that.
Somebody said, "Hey, you said let's go this way. Let's go in the street." And then you said that. I seen it on the video. I think it was you. So what are you thinking at this point now? Is this the right thing to do?
I think probably if people follow through, because I mean, like, if you look at through all the protests throughout history, civil disobedience has worked. We're talking about Martin Luther King, but I mean, this gets people's attention. But the thing is about following through, because if you do one protest and that's it, then there's no point. You gotta always follow through. Just like Lou does. He follows through. He's at the city council meetings, feeling pressure. That's how you make change. You gotta follow through. Following through is the key.
You're squeaky wheel, because you know, when I first saw it, it's like people were going in there just when there was an agenda of that, and they go out and then it dismisses. But when you're there constantly, it's already in the archives. Now you can go back and say, "See, I told you this from the start."
It's been documented, and that's my biggest thing, is putting it on record. What we're doing today, we're putting something on record. This is how we feel about it, and I think we're in the right of way. I mean, we had the caller Richard who said, "Hey, give him some land, give him all his fucking land." I don't know, fuck. Hey, it's that important to us that we're gonna continue to do this. You're not gonna break up families. You're not gonna break this shit up. It ain't gonna happen.
You know,
We'll be right back.
People gotta get involved. Not only in protests, but get involved in uniting. You know, educating, informing, and having more gatherings. In actuality, you know, it's like getting together and forming a community. We couldn't get in. You know, that informs others.
Right. How much longer are we going to be paying these crazy prices for rent? How much longer are we going to pay these crazy prices to survive? Because they want us out of California. They don't want us here. They want to get rid of us. They don't want, if you can't afford it, get out. Because we have the best weather.
And you know, as something that people want to talk about these people that were rioting. This is peanuts. This is peanuts compared to what the system does to us on a daily basis. Rent goes up. We get harassed. This guy, Luke, got put in jail for fighting for his rights. I mean, this is peanuts. They want to talk about vandalism and stuff. Like, the system's bombing people, innocent people around the world, just because they're brown, because they want their natural resources.
And it's a reality, folks. It really is.
So again, I want to bring up, like, this is the youth. I was there. I'm trying to reach out to the youth, and some of the youth might see this video and then click on other videos, and that's why they're gonna wake up by seeing
That's
other videos.
how I did it. And watching your videos, I got hooked, and I'm just clicking one after the next. This guy's got tons and tons of videos. It just doesn't stop. It never ends. And I commend you for that, because you got a heart, and you're doing the right thing. And I continue to watch you guys. So last call, guys. What do you guys want to say to the people out there? What else can we do? Grand finale, anything else? I'm going to say it like this, you know, just live.
Get involved.
Yeah, get involved. Speak from your heart. Do it over and over. Be repetitive so that you get confident in it. You know, this is great music for the outro. Here are people doing donuts in the street.
Yeah, luckily nobody got
hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there when that happened. I was like, wow, terrifying. Because
oh shit,
one
he almost hit that guy.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. What the hell? These people are getting closer. They should be getting away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be like this for a long time. You're going to get your dumbasses and you're going to get your good-hearted people. At the same time, it's a good balance because you can't have just good and think the police are or council is going to listen to you. You need a combination. You need those radicals and you need those ones that are like us, willing to speak. But me, I think I'm kind of like both. I can turn it up whenever I want. If I want to fucking flip out and go crazy and start yelling, I'll do it because my heart speaks for me. I don't let my brain get in the way. My heart just goes. I see that with Naui. I see that with you, Lou. And let's keep it up, guys. Let's keep it going, all right? Thank you guys for coming in. You're more than welcome to show up anytime you want. So,
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.